The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Nyesom Wike, has condemned the ongoing construction of 11 duplexes and storey buildings allegedly undertaken by the Nigeria Police Force under high-tension cables at Plot 189 Cadastral Zone B14, Dutse District, Abuja. Barrister Wike, who visited the site alongside the Director of the Department of Development Control, Tpl Mukhtar Usman Galadima, described the development as unfortunate and a blatant disregard for regulatory directives.
Yesterday, I got a call from the development control that they have to come here to stop some buildings that are going on. You can see the high tension. And so that it's unfortunate to be built by the Nigerian police, and they applied for approval, and the development control said no, there's no way they can give approval. Look at where the high tension is. So they gave them to stop. They refused to stop, and then they have to come here for their job to make sure that the buildings are brought down. But they were arrested by the Nigerian police. So I have to come and see things for myself, and all of us have seen. Look at the high tension. How would anybody take such a risk? Assuming that there's not even high tension, the mere fact that the development control refused to give you approval, you cannot take it to your house and say you must because you have the force. And this is what has brought us here, for me to see things for myself. I'm sure the IG is not around, he may not be aware, but I have to take it up to the appropriate authority that we cannot allow this. Government is here to enforce rules. Government is not here to break rules.
On his part, the Director of Development Control, Tpl Mukhtar Galadima, confirmed that the plot was allocated to the Nigeria Police Force in 2018 for institutional development.
Just with the press, this is plot 189, Cadastral Zone B14, Dutse District, which was allocated to Nigerian Police Force for institutional development in 2018. The force approached the Department of Development Control for approval to commence development. We came to the site, we saw the position of the high tension, we declined to grant approval. And we wrote to them that in view of the position of the high tension, we can't grant approval. They went ahead, excavated, and we served the notice. That was in July. They ignored the notice. And then the Department of Engineering wrote to us that they want to construct a bridge because there is always a flood here. And the foot of the bridge is going to be part where these buildings are. So we wrote to them attaching a copy of that letter, and it was ignored. Looking at the risks involved, we can't just fold our arms, because should anything happen, we will be held responsible.
Tpl Galadima disclosed that some development control officers were detained during the enforcement exercise, prompting him to seek the minister's intervention. He said the action taken was to avert possible loss of lives and property, noting that allowing the illegal buildings to stand would pose a severe safety hazard to future occupants and residents of the area.